Hello again. Today we are going to use Windows deployment services in Windows Server 2008 R2 to install automated install of Windows 7 on a new workstation. We are going to use the deployment services uh, on the server, and we are going to set that up now in our rules. So we go to rules in our server manager and we click on add rules. We click next, and there are two rules that in fact are required, one of which is already installed, and that's the file services. The other one that we're going to install now will be Windows deployment services. So we're going to install that. And our installation has succeeded. So we close. Okay, now that we are done with our installation, we are now going to configure Windows deployment server. So you notice that our server has not yet been configured, so we are going to do that now. So we right click and click on configure server. Click next, and we enter the part of the remote installation server, remote installation folder. This has to be a folder that allows us to have it must be shared on the network, and it must be accessible, because this is where the machines that are connecting and going to download their information from. We need to have that shared. And click next. You'd see the warning, but you select yes because this is just a demonstration. This configuration here is for DHCP. You can read this through, and we click next. And here we're going to, normally you'd probably want to respond either only to known client computers, or you would respond to all but require administrative approval. In this case, I'm just going to select, for ease, respond to all client computers, known and unknown, but not necessarily require administrative approval. So we click next, and it's now going to be configured. And you see now an option to add images to the server. We're not going to do that as yet, because we're going to use another utility to do that. So we hit finish, and our server is now available. So you see here, install images. This is where the images for installation on machines are going to be stored. Boot images. This is where our machines are going to be able to network boot from. Pending devices. This is in the event that there were machines awaiting approval. This is where they would show up and the administrator would authorize. Multicast is a special arrangement where you can blast an image to quite a number of workstations, let's say 25 or 100 or 200 machines at the same time. They all come online, and your network allows for multicasting. You can keep your network overheads down and just multicast. Once all of those workstations are available and online, you can multicast to all of them at the same time and keep your network traffic down. drivers. This is in the event that you need to have special drivers available for machines. We're not going to use that because in our virtual environment we are unlikely to need any special drivers. So we have our Windows deployment services configured. Let's now go and prepare for our images. We can now continue. So we have our deployment server again active. So we are going to click on install images, right click and add an installed image. We are going to name this image group Windows 7 or Win7, and we're going to browse to our C drive where we created the deployment share using our deployment workbench. We will see operating systems, Windows 7, and inside of sources we will see our install.win. So we select that and hit next, and we allow both of these, click next. And we're going to pause to allow this to finish. And our operation is complete, so we click finish. So we now have our installed images. We also want to add our boot images, and we have here again from the Windows 7, we'll click open. We'll click next. And finish. So now we are going to attempt to create a new virtual machine, and we are going to verify whether our deployment services are working. So we're going to create a new virtual machine, and we'll select Windows 7 32-bit, and I will just name this arbitrarily New Win 7. It's quite imaginative, I'm sure. And we use the default settings. We create a virtual hard drive. And we are going to start. Okay, so now once again we are going to start our Windows 7 machine that we've newly created, and we're going to select our startup options. We're going to select LAN boot by hitting L, and then F12 again, and now we're going to see Windows is loading the files, and that means it has contacted our server and it is obtaining its image from there. and we notice that it's obtaining again. Windows Deployment Service is sending this image to us, and we're going to join the domain immediately. In fact, we're going to use our domain authorization. And we're going to select the 32-bit install. Click next. And our installation will proceed just as if we actually had our CD or DVD in the machine. So once again, I'm going to pause the video, and we will return to it when it's completed. Okay, we're going to continue. We're going to see our installation options. So we're going to click next. We're going to select our options here for date and time settings. And now our post-installation restart. And we now have a fresh install of Windows 7 on a new machine that was obtained, the operating system having been obtained from our deployment server. So thank you so very much for viewing once again, and join me for another video very soon. Thank you.